Your self-worth is not measured by how productive you are. Let me say that again. Your self-worth is not measured by how productive, how much money, what stuff you have, all that. It's not a measurement of your worth. It's not. It merely isn't. And it's interesting because either you're a business owner or not, but I see a lot of people, write things like, I made $100,000 in 6 weeks, or I did this and that and that. And that's wonderful and that's fabulous and abundance to everybody. But it can slowly lead you into a comparison trap. And then also it can make you feel like, oh my God, I can't do that. Or X is better than me because she made this amount of money. I know there's a girl that was in the same coaching program as me. She's one of my dear friends, and she was able to manifest some crazy money in a certain amount of time. And I was so jealous about it. And I started to go down that spiral of I'm not enough, I can't do it, only she can do it because she's smart in this and XYZ. And you know how that goes. Most of the ladies here, we've all experienced this since maybe kindergarten, She has the better backpack than me, or the better lunch. And it's interesting. A funny story is I remember I used to be really embarrassed of my lunches. I actually grew up in Canada, in British Columbia. And then when I moved to America when I was 9 years old, my mom made my lunch, right? She made me sandwiches. She made me all this stuff. And I remember being so embarrassed of the sandwiches she would make, these gorgeous sandwiches, because everybody else was eating pizza and all this stuff. And my self-worth trap was they have money, therefore they can afford fun food like pizza and hot dogs, and therefore they're better than me. Where I have the sacked lunch in the brown paper bag and I'm eating this, and I am therefore not worthy because I don't have that money. On the flip side, a girl that observed me said that my lunches looked so beautiful and so loved that my mother was able to take the time to make me those lunches and to give me that nutrition and that health, where she was jealous of me. So it's just a trap, right? But the thing is, the process of self-worth is really ingrained in your ego, right? It's really ingrained in physical, material things that are just outside of us. And especially with productivity, especially if you're a business owner, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you measure if I'm able to make this happen, then therefore I am worthy. And that is a trap. And you see a lot of people posting things about you are enough and you are whole, you're worthy, you are loved. And while that is great stuff to see online, it really is not enough. That is not enough, right? Because this stuff has been ingrained in us from the very beginning. And not necessarily our parents. We could have had amazing parents that told us that we're worthy and we're loved and that we're fairy dust and everything. But when society is telling you things like the marketers and the advertisers and even your peers and your teachers are telling you certain things that are conflicting with your beliefs, takes a really long time to undo that stuff. Let me reframe that. It doesn't take a long time. It takes some work. That's what I would like to say. It takes work for you to do it, but not the work where I'm let's go put on our hats and let's go on a spiritual quest and I got to make this happen, because that's a trap too, right? If you want to fix yourself and you want to be I'm going to fix myself, I'm going to make myself better, I'm going to make this happen, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to do the morning routine rituals, I'm going to chant a million times, it stems from a place of you're not enough, or you're not being productive, or how many of you guys have read The Miracle Morning? Totally love that book, but I felt like if I hadn't got up at 5 a.m., I wasn't enough. I was therefore a bad human, therefore a bad entrepreneur, a bad person, not worthy of the abundance and the love that I got because I wouldn't wake up at 5 a.m. I still get up around 6:30, but that was something I had to release and I had to let go. There's questions that you have to ask yourself, and one of them is, how am I enough? How am I enough? And that's a really deep question to ask yourself that. And it's one that's very personalized, very specific to what you identify as enough? Or even if why can't I just be enough right now and whole as myself? The really important thing with self-worth is that it stems from a place of self-care too. Self-care is huge. You see it everywhere. You see it online. You see so many people talking about self-care. And no joke, I mean, I see all my friends. I see a ton of my friends just burning the candle at both ends, like working, 9 to 5, going out, going partying, going networking, boom, 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 doing all these things. And they're not taking care of themselves. They're not going into maybe just a relaxing state, or they're just always doing something, always feeling like they need to do something to be productive. And that just happened to me recently. I was on my honeymoon and I was chilling in the bed like you should on your honeymoon with a glass of champagne at 2 p.m. And I was like, I need to be doing something. I should be doing something. I should be in the pool. I should be reading. I should be blah, blah, blah. And it was like, holy moly, it was going crazy. And my husband was telling me, you are worthy and allowed to relax. You don't have to be productive every second of the day. Your self-worth isn't measured by your productivity. And I know a lot of times we feel like we have to make things happen. Go, 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 go. And I'm all for it. I love making things happen. I am a Scorpio sun sign. I'm a Scorpio, Leo ascending, and a Sagittarius moon. So I want to make things happen. I love being productive. And in my strength finders, my number one was significance. I love helping and contributing and making the world a better place. So I really need to be in that place of delivering and giving and service and being productive. But it's definitely stopped me in the past where I had almost a mental breakdown. I completely depleted all my finances. I started to get acne last year. Oh man, my whole chin right here got massive amount of acne, and acne is dealing with the mother, dealing with your nurturing your inner child and your self-worth. So I have another question. Once we make productivity the goal, we're never ever able to really enjoy the goal when we get there, right? We make the goal, like I just had a really huge goal, and the goal was to get married. The goal was to have a beautiful, beautiful wedding. And that was my husband's goal as well. And we worked really, really hard. And right after that goal was done, it was achieved, it was gorgeous, there was this space. And it was beautiful. And I did honor it for a moment. But then I went into the I need to create this. I have to do that. I got to go here. I got to make that happen. How can I serve? How can I do that? And I didn't just let myself soak into it and enjoy that beautiful essence of when you make a goal happen, when you make something happen. So I'm speaking to all you A-type people. You're like, oh, you're talking a bunch of gibberish. I got to make things happen. Got to make my goals. And I totally am for it. Make your goals happen. But notice if you're rushing, if you're coming from a place of not enoughness. Okay? Let me know. Ask yourself that question. How am I enough? And then also identify what success means to you, because success is a big word. It's very loaded. It's very triggered. It's beautiful. Well, it's got a lot of things attached to it. And I want you to identify what success means to you, not what your neighbor, not what your partner, what your mentor, what it means to you. Because maybe being productive is being in alignment with your productivity goals is only doing a certain amount of things a day or every month or every quarter, and just being really clear about that and being really, really good about that. Okay, so I think that's a key question. How am I enough? How are you showing up as enough? How are you feeling enough? Do you honestly love and respect yourself? Because you have to really, and trust yourself. Do you honestly love, respect, and trust yourself? And if you are kind of icky about one of them, then there's some work that needs to be done in that arena. All right. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll make some more videos like this. Thanks.